I've been thinking about turning points in my life.
I feel a turning point is, something which defines a radical departation from where you were, your activities and what you were doing prior to that event, which put you in a completely different direction.
And at the end of that direction is a destination.
And then I deliberately in my late 20s said, yeah, I'll be a mother to an infant.
Prior to these events, this turning point, to think that my life would actually go the way it went was inconceivable. It wasn't even a conception.
Also, I feel that I'm finally doing something important, finally contributing something to the world at large. Before my turning point, I had a very different destination. I was a young man, or a boy, I should say, with dollar signs in his eyes, and that's what I wanted to do. That's who I wanted to be.
Prior to that event, it was just a small-town Michigan boy, a family that was in a construction business, a long history of warriors in the family, being Vikings, and they were very serious about their warriorship. And I was always groomed for, and the conversations were always about war and killing, and it was a great disappointment to my family that I wasn't involved in hunting and the other activities which excited them.
And the reason that was a turning point for me was that I never assumed I would become a mother. I was the eldest daughter in a fairly large family, so I had a lot of childcare responsibilities when I was growing up.
Now, the turning point in my life, I think, that pushed me in this direction was the Vietnam War. But the actual repercussions of that change were definitely entering the monastery and beginning my meditation training.
My turning point came in 1995, where I was lucky enough to go live in a foreign country. It gave me an opportunity to be introspective. Did I want my career to be fun? Did I want it to be interesting? And all those answers were yes. And my previous destination, if I asked myself those same questions, all those answers would be no.
When you become a parent and you accept the responsibilities of being a parent, all important decisions after that have to focus on the needs of your family. I'm not saying that you sacrifice for your family, but you always have to consider the impact of choices that you are making from then on. So that made a big change in my life, and it made me less selfish, I think.
Where I am now is not wealthy, perhaps not successful, but every day I get to do something that I enjoy, and that to me is worth more than all the money in the world.
So my life went from concrete and steel, narrow-minded American views, beer drinking, fast cars and motorcycles, lots of partying, sex, drug, and rock and roll, which I was pretty good at, actually. I went to this very ordered, I think back at it now, military-style life, but with a slightly different twist on it, to say the least. When I actually entered the monastic system, it was the first time I had the actual contact with more developed human beings. So the education begins, and the dance. We were educated in the dance.
My previous destination, when I look back on it with these eyes, I see as one not at all appropriate to who I am.
I told my teacher about that, and he just laughed and said it would have happened anyway.
Will there be any more turning points in my life? Absolutely. Probably several more important ones. And I'm looking forward to them.
And I don't think I'll have another turning point as profound as the one I have had, but I'm young yet.
I can't imagine what it would be.